Tell us about miracles. Some of these miracles you see on television, how do they stage these miracles to make it look so real?
You pay people to just come and pretend to be blind, deaf in your church, and you heal them. We've done that.
Bringing people and communities together to do what? To share ideas, to share personal experiences, and to share general knowledge. That is Time to Talk. Everyone talks on Time to Talk. We invite people to our studio and videos from other media sources on Time to Talk.
When you came back after learning some of these things from the prophets, did you start your own church?
That was when I started the Lion Ministry.
Hi! No wonder the name is so powerful.
Yeah, the name needs to be powerful.
Convincing.
The name needs to be convincing. When you hear Lion Ministry, you want to come and see. And then because I was so sure of what I was going to do, it was an open, you know.
These people, where do you guys used to hire them from?
They have people like agents. In every city you go, they have people, agents. They will link you up to that agent. It is the agent you pay. It is now the agent that sources for these people.
Is it that you got tired or you were afraid of being caught?
I was not afraid of being caught. That fear, in fact, that thinking had not yet come to me. You know, he told me that this thing, he learned it from Prophet Igila.
Igila?
Yes, because he served Igila. So Igila taught him these tricks in ministry. I call them tricks. There's really no power. And then from Igila, he now moved to Omotofe. You know, Omotofe is actually popular for
Fufuyi.
Yes. The first thing he taught me is how to get the details of people. It's funny because I wanted to use it on the guy you sent.
To someone pick you?
Yes. And then when we met, he didn't tell me his name. But I can tell him his name now.
For these people that sell this juju, that make someone to vomit fibroid and some other sicknesses, why don't they simply open big hospitals instead of selling it so cheaply to false prophets? Don't you think that they will make more money if it is actually working?
For me, I just felt even those juju, they are just they are temporal. So they could not, those kind of things, you can't take them to the hospital.
Some of these things you said, you know, there are very wealthy expositions and allegations. If somebody like Fufuyi say, okay, now I come and prove this thing you're saying, will you be able to prove it?
It can be proven.
You said that God speaks to some of these people. Have you ever heard God? Has God ever spoken to you? You were once a prophet or a pastor.
God speaks to me on diverse occasions.
So you just hear a loud voice from the sky, or how? Good morning, this is KEE, the host of Truth Podcasts, and today we have a very wonderful person in the Truth Podcast studio. His name is Apostle Blessed Lion of the Lion Ministry. You know, that name is a very powerful name, and today he's on the podcast to tell us a lot of things you may not have heard about.
Bringing people and communities together to share ideas, to share personal experiences, and to share general knowledge. That is Time to Talk. You know, we've heard about miracles in churches, you know, how this happened, how pastors resurrect dead people back to life. The crippled walked, the blind received back their sight, and all of those big miracles you've heard about. He said he has something to tell us today about how these miracles are staged in some churches. Some of them are, you know, just like drama, things we see in the Nollywood movie industry. So today, please,
Let's welcome Apostle Blessed. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much. It's a privilege for me, sincerely, to be here. I for one, have followed you for a while, and I'm really grateful to God for creating the opportunity to be here. Thank you so much for having me, Saka.
Thank you. There is a saying, one of my sayings, that says, innocence is the best security, or innocence is the best defense. All right. So this is Car Truth Podcast. And what we do here is we do not come here to talk about stories, fake stories. All right. So we like to really get to the truth. That is why the name is Car Truth. All right. So we talk about the real things that happen. And we believe that innocence is the best defense. So when we speak this truth, we do not say them with fear, because we know that what we are saying is the truth. All right. So I thank you, and for having the boldness, the courage to want to expose some of these things. It's a dangerous thing to do.
Sincerely,
it is a dangerous thing to do. And I also want to let you know, you may not have thought about it, perhaps, that after what you're about to do today, something, people may reach out to you and start insulting you, start attacking you and all of that, because people generally don't like the truth, especially religious fanatics.
That's true.
All right. So I admire your boldness. You're welcome. Much. The first question I would like to ask you is, tell me, you once pastored a church called the Lion Ministry.
Yes, sir.
What happened? Why did you stop, pastoring the church? Or the church, is it still in existence? And when you were pastoring the church, what was it like? Just paint a picture, because the name Lion Ministry, it's a very heavy name.
Yes, sir. But then before I get there, I want to just give a brief history about myself.
Okay.
So that people can see where I'm coming from, and people can actually see where I'm going to. The aim for me being here is not really to attack anyone, but then the truth must be said. For me, majorly for the young ministers coming up, their eyes need to open, because I sitting down here, I'm just a living testimony. Just like you earlier mentioned, some of these things can actually get you killed. Some of these prophets can actually, when they know some of these things, it has happened to me. Literally, it has happened to me. That was the first time I ran away from Nasarawa State back to Kaduna, when I was with this certain prophet. When he finally realized that this boy has found out everything. There's nothing he did not do. He even sent boys to fight me. He fought me himself directly. Yes, that happened. And then when I came back to Kaduna, he sent some of his boys again against me. So just a brief introduction. I started my journey of loving God. I started my journey of following God. I am this passionate somebody from long. My life hasn't been it hasn't been that perfect, but I just knew that I had a calling. I just knew that God was calling me for something great, for something big, to actually preach His word. So I started pursuing God. It got to a point in my life where, I now started ministry. That was when, after when I went to Zaria, I'm a big fan of Apostle Joshua Selman. I'm a big fan of him. So there was a point I went to Zaria. I was opportune to see him. He prayed for me. So when I came back, I started ministry. Everything was going well like that. Then challenges began to come. The ministry began to face a lot of challenges. So something happened. The ministry had to close. We went to another location, started. I did ministry 3 times. In 3 different locations. And all of those ministries crashed. In fact, life became so tough for me.
Sorry, just to not to cut you short, but to ascertain the authenticity of some of these stories. Can you be mentioning the names of those locations where you started these churches?
Okay, I started, the first name I used wasn't Lion City. It was KBI, Kingdom Business International. A lot of persons know KBI. When we say KBI, it started in Nasarawa, my family house. We started that ministry in my family house. My dad gave me a room in that family house. So we started there. Up till now, the room is there. We even, God helped us, we did one batcha like that. So it's still there till date. So from then, something happened, and then the ministry had to close down. So we now moved to a place called Goningora. We started again. Something happened. The ministry had to close.
This Goningora is in Kaduna.
It's in Kaduna State. So we still closed down and went to another location called Down Quarters in that same Kaduna State. In fact, in Down Quarters, we were using a compound. Then we now moved the Equa Church, the only Equa Church in Down Quarters, gave us a space. Because the pastor was one that sent his people to tell me that rainy season is coming. How are we going to do? So if we want to be using the church, we can be using the church since it's evening on Sundays. So that was how we moved there. Something still happened and the ministry closed down. Then I got a hall in that same Down Quarters and we still started. I remember I paid 25,000 naira for that hall. And then we started like that. That was when I now got admission to Castle. As of then, I even started 100 level, 200 level. Life became so unbearable. It was more as if God was not with me. I was doing everything I can. I could fast 3 days. I could fast 7 days. I'll go to the mountain. Sometimes I'll stay there 1 week. You will not see me. I'm on the mountain praying. I'm doing all of this stuff. But then I felt like God was not with me. I felt it because nothing was really working. I had to drop out of the university. When we got to 200 level, we're about to step into 300 level. That was when Kaduna State increased. You remember when there was an increase?
Yeah, in school fees.
Down to that 100,000. I could not provide that money. I just became frustrated. That was when I stopped almost everything, even the ministry cash. Sometimes I'll go, I'm the only one, or with 1 or 2 persons like that. So I was praying and praying. That was when there's this prophet I saw online. So I've been following that prophet. So I reached out to him through Facebook because I saw all the things he was doing. I saw how God was.
Sorry. Now, because of the uniqueness of this podcast.
Yes, sir.
All right. We don't just come here and tell stories without mentioning names.
Okay.
So if we're talking about someone, we'll say this is the person we're talking about.
Right.
All right?
Yes, sir.
So that people will not feel as if we just write down stories behind the background and come here. And that is why this podcast is too difficult.
That's
all right?
That's true.
And you know me, when I talk about, I point at people, I say, if you think I'm lying, sue me.
That's true.
So if you're bold enough, if you think whatever you're going to be telling us here is the truth, I would want you to be telling us the names of these people so that people will also be aware of them. That is the only way you can save people.
No challenge. So I met this Prophet Praise Johnson in Kaduna. Then people know him as Ororo. He was a popular figure in Kaduna. So I saw how God was using him, how God was helping him, how God was blessing him. Like he had everything I prayed for. He had the people I prayed for. He had the blessings I prayed for. So I reached out to him through Facebook. I sent pictures. I was very honest. I said this and this. I'm going through this in life. I sent him the pictures of the ministry and everything, how it has crashed. So he now reached out back to
you.
Yes. So that was how our journey with that prophet started. He said I should come and see him. I now started attending his church. Then he was at a place called Television. I was attending. I was very, very committed. He now moved to another place in Sabo. I was very, very, very committed in the church. In fact, if I'm around you, you will just notice my commitment. So he noticed that commitment and piqued interest in me. A day came in the church. He called me out and prayed for me. So a day I was just sitting down and then his call just came in that I should get set tomorrow. Because he opened a branch in Nasarawa State, New Nyanya to be precise. There's a hall there, Catro Event Center, to be precise. So he called me that I should get set. I'm following him. I'm leaving Kaduna. I'm going to follow him down to Abuja to be his pastor there. My God, that was a dream come true for me because I was going through hell. Like I could barely provide 20 naira for myself to buy omo to wash my clothes. I could barely do. I was trekking down to the ministry. From Nasra, I was trek to down quarters. In fact, as of then, I was staying with one of my own spiritual sons. I was staying with him. Yes, I was staying with him. There are days we go from morning till night without food. And then maybe when we get gari, then we will now boil the gari, and then maybe somebody we can just beg for, even if it's one Maggi, we pour it inside.
So when you got his call, it was a breakthrough.
So when I just got his call, it was a breakthrough. Immediately I picked my things, I arranged my things, I arranged my things. I called one of my friends, I told him that this is what prophet said. He said, fine, it's good. So the next day I met him, we moved down to Abuja. All of these things is happening sincerely. For me, I was just trying to escape poverty. So, but then, just like what people say, you might not know somebody till you come close to him. You don't really know people from afar. You don't know me from afar till you come close to me before you know the kind of person I am. So on getting to him, that was how we started the ministry, and everything was going fine. It was going fine in the hall. It was going fine. I was there with his brother. His younger brother, is now late, Michael. He's now late with one other guy, Tosin. He's still there, but he's in Nasarawa now. So we're there serving in the church as pastors. So a point came, he called me. That is okay. This is after the death of his brother. Something happened. I want to point out. This is where I first started to suspect something. We were staying, he joined us with somebody, the keyboardist of the church. So we were staying with the keyboardist of the church in New Nyanya, and Gwandoka to be precise. We were staying with the keyboardist, with his brother, and that other Tosin. So, but then he was not taking care of us. He didn't care how we fed and everything. He was not taking care of us at all. His brother was really sick. He was not taking care of the brother. In fact, it came to a point as though the brother had a spiritual attack. Because the brother could just stay and then be manifesting like a madman. The brother could just stay and start pointing things and start saying they are here. Just start saying a lot of things. Sometimes you could be sleeping and you'll be awake crying, begging for his life. As though somebody was there to kill him. So we started praying. We even formed a prayer team together with some,
to try to help him,
together with some of the members of the church. And we're meeting in one woman's house then. So a day came, God revealed to me that this particular guy, somebody from his family wants to kill him.
God revealed that to you?
Yes. And in that vision, when God revealed that to me, then I now saw the prophet in my vision just standing alone. So I was confused. When we came for the prayer, I told them, I said, this is the vision I had. I said, and then I saw number one. That was the vision. They could remember faiths, they could remember, if they are watching, they would remember this. So I told them I saw number one, not knowing that Michael,
the number one is the pastor. Is it the person you're calling the number one?
No, the thing I just saw in the vision.
Okay, you're narrating it to
Yes,
me.
I'm just narrating it. So not knowing that number one means 1st January. This vision happened December. Not knowing this is 1st of January. So on 1st of January, Michael became so sick, so he had to go back to Kaduna, to his family house. So he had to go back. I was sitting down 1st of January in the evening. I was just sitting. In fact, I was about to eat. Then I got a call that Michael is dead. When I got a call that Michael is dead, I was worried. So from then, that was when my suspicion started. The prophet started acting strange and weird and a lot of things like that. Strange and weird and a lot of things. In fact, till date, he has not posted his brother's date. Till date. Till date. I traveled down for the burial because he made me to bring his wife over for the burial. Before I came, I heard that him and the prophet and the elder brother, that they fought, that the brother was accusing the prophet for using their younger brother for
Ritual.
So that was how the journey. A lot of persons, people were really asking a lot of questions. What happened to Michael and all of stuff like that. So that was how the journey continued. So after that, the ministry actually crashed. I have the pictures. I even
The ministry or the Nyanya branch?
Yes, the Nyanya branch.
Okay.
It crashed down. It crashed. People were not coming again. It crashed from the hall is very massive. We're filling that hall. It just crashed like that. In fact, the prophet sold the instrument. He told me that he's tired of this place. He wants to even leave. So he even sold the instrument. This selling, he didn't even tell me that he was going to sell the instrument. So he sold the instrument and he was ready to leave. So I kept on encouraging me. I said, no, we don't run away. We don't run away. We are like soldiers. We have come to the battleground. It's not going to be easy. So I was just trying to encourage him. So that was how, the king of Angwandoka in New Nyanya is our member. Became our member. So from them, I was close to him. So I spoke to him. So, and because the man that owns the hall was really, let's just leave this hall because of the stories he has heard about the ministry. A lot of stories were just going around about the ministry, So he said he wants us to leave. So I spoke to the king. I told him, how are we going to do? So I told him that his compound is big. We can start in his compound, So, but then before then, after the death of his brother, I just remember. So he called me one day. He told me that this thing he wants to reveal to me or give me, he was supposed to give his brother. But now his brother is late. And
now it's the prophet that was telling you that.
Yes. And then since I am committed around him, so he will tell me. He said, do I want to prophesy? I say, why not? That has been my prayer.
You want to have prophetic gifts.
Thank you so much. Do I want
look
to see
at
visions
somebody's face?
And just call the name.
This is who you are. You are from so place.
Yes, and just look at somebody's name and just call the person's name. Prophesy.
You wanted that fire.
I really needed it sincerely. I really, really, really. I would not. That was in fact my prayer point.
Yeah.
Lord, open my eyes. Let me see, so that I can prophesy. Because we are in a generation where that's trending. So nobody will even believe that you are called if some of these things you don't do.
Not there.
Nobody would believe that you are called. No. So he called me and told me, okay. So he now told me that this thing he wants revealed to me. He mentioned where he learned it. Am I free to mention names?
Yes.
There are big people. You'll be surprised at some of the things I'll say, and then you can begin to check them and verify them.
Please mention names.
He told me that this thing, he learned it from Prophet Igila.
Igila.
Yes, because he served Igila. So Igila taught him these tricks in ministry. I call them tricks. There's really no power. And then from Igila, he now moved to Omotofe. Omotofe is actually popular for
Fufuyi.
Yes.
Fufuyi. And Igila and Fufuyi, I think they are both from Warri. They both have their church in Warri, right?
For Igila, I might not know, but for Fufuyi, he's still there. Igila is here in
Abuja.
Yes, Igila.
Yeah. That is true.
Igila is here in Abuja. I think Suleja.
Oh.
Champions Royal.
Oh.
Yeah. Assembly. So he told me, the first thing he taught me is how to get the details of people. And then, funny, it's funny because I wanted to use it on the guy you sent
to come and pick you.
Yes. You just sent me his number, right? And then when we met, he didn't tell me his name, but I can tell him his name now. Yes.
So how did you tell us? How did you get it?
Should I first tell you his name?
Tell us.
Does he have a name that is related to Osinachi?
Yes.
He has a name related to Osinachi.
That is his name, actually.
That is his name. Did you tell me his name?
No, I did not.
Did he tell me his name?
Prophesy! See, they are prophesying to you. So how did you get it?
I just love the reaction that you just gave now. This is actually what ministry is all about in our generation.
Yes.
This is what brings people in our generation.
That
You saw the conversation was actually going as if it was bored until I said this.
Mm.
You know, so I know in your mind now you begin to wonder. I will tell you. So the first thing he taught me, just like I said, how to get people's name, you know, and their address, their problems, and all of that. And it's funny. You have your phone, sir. It's simple. For example, how did I get Osinachi's name? You sent me Osinachi's name. I have data. I copied the number. I put it on Truecaller and it appeared. Simple and short. So it looks big, but it's actually Truecaller prophecy. I could go online, you know, before coming here. Let's say you were somebody I was coming to pray for in Abuja. Before coming here, I can actually go to your Facebook page, search a lot of things about you. It will lead me to a lot. This is real work. For people like Igila, they have boys.
Whose work is to do
Whose
that?
work is just to do this. That's just their work. This is very verified from the prophet. They have boys. Their work is just to go online, search almost every detail they can find about you. Your sister is online. A lot of persons around you are online. Maybe a time in your life, probably somebody around you, maybe your uncle died and you posted it online, but you must have forgotten because it's 5 years back. So some of those things, when I put up most of those information together, that's prophecy. That's what they call prophecy.
So that was what he taught you.
That's the first thing he taught me. You know, that was the first thing he taught me. And you know, the first day he called me out in the church, he said, today is going to pray for me that I've been committed and everything. He's going to pray for me. He's going to anoint me and I'll begin to see visions. Already.
He had already passed. The strategy of getting the vision.
In fact, some of those names, some of those details I was going to use to prophesy that day. It was even his wife that even gave me. She was the one that went online. Some of the members searched out those things. The wife, she's very good in all of these things. Very, very good. In fact, for me, I would say the wife is his motivation. She was very good in some of it. So she gave me some. He already had some that he gave me. So when he prayed for me and everything, I just got tired of some of it. I deleted my Facebook, the former Facebook account. If not, you will see some of those things. You know, when I started prophesying, you could just see the reaction in the church.
But you know, before you find out somebody's Facebook account or any social media account, first you must either have their phone number or their names. All right. So now, how do you get the name of somebody you don't know? You don't have their phone number. You don't know anything about. You see me now, you don't have my phone number. You don't have anything about me. So you can't even search about me on social media to find out details. How do you get those things?
So it's very simple. The first thing, if you are a newcomer in the church, the first thing to do is to make you to write down your prayer requests. You know, some of those cards they fill in church, where they say you write down your prayer request, your name and your phone number. It's not really about the prayer request. It's about your name and your phone number.
That is what they're after.
That is what they are after. So, and then it's so funny. All of these things, just everybody in the church, you are the one that is new, but most of the persons, they are being paid to do these things. So they know how to do these things very well. If you call me, that was then, for example, you said, you want me to pray for you and the first thing I would tell you, I would say, send me your full name. Send me your number. Send me your prayer request. Simple and short. Then I will tell you, I will call you back. I will pray about it and call you back. That prayer about it, there is no praying about it. You're going to research about it. So that was the first thing I learned. And then for me, the truth is, I knew this thing is not good. But I was running against poverty.
I understand the frustration.
So where I came from, you need to go to Nasarawa one day and see where I come from. Yeah, I'm not really giving an excuse for whatever I have done or whatever,
No, what matters is that you're coming out publicly to let people know that such things are being done in the Church of God.
Sincerely.
So that is, I think that is the best atonement for some of those mistakes.
Bringing people and communities together to share ideas, to share personal experiences, and to share general knowledge. That is time to talk.
So tell me, when you came back after learning some of these things from the prophet, did you start your own church?
Yes, I did. Immediately, I did. I started my own church. That was in front of our family house there in Nasarawa. I started the church, and people came.
Was that when you started the Lion Ministry?
Yes, that was when I started the Lion Ministry.
Kai! No wonder the name is so powerful.
Yeah, the name needs to be powerful.
Convincing.
The name needs to be convincing. When you hear Lion Ministry, you want to come and see. And then because I was so sure of what I was going to do, it was an open air, So it was in front of my dad's compound, just outside of it. Went and rented chairs, I just told my friend, I want to start tomorrow. We didn't do flyer, nothing. We just went, rented chairs, rented instruments, brought it, and went to invite a few persons. Because I told my friend, I said, I don't even need plenty people. I just need 5 people to come the first day. That's what I said.
They will be the one that will announce you.
I said, they will be the one to go and announce all of these things. So the first day, people actually came the first day, and I had already arranged someone, the miracle too, we posted it. It had a lot of views, but I just deleted that Facebook.
So you staged one powerful miracle that day.
A lot of powerful staged. That miracle was really something else. In fact, that day, because of how captivating the miracle was, it was raining. People were with me in the rain.
Kai!
They refused to go home because it was outside.
They saw that the rain, they believed that the rain was anointing.
In fact,
what miracle did you do that day?
Okay, it's just actually staged the leg of the guy, So we went, bought GB, bought a lot, just dressed his leg, put some maggots there in the leg. So he limped. They came on bike. Somebody brought him, somebody brought him. So I went there. I prophesied to him. All of those things. We do not even need to arrange those things. I just told him, whatever I say, just say it's true. And you too, find a way to say something that will just make the conversation.
You said you people made up the person's leg.
Yes.
Put maggot.
Dressed it, put band-aid, put some maggots in the leg.
And it was as if the maggot was coming out from his leg.
Yes, from his leg. So it looked so real. I called him out, did a lot of prophecy, and then some of these churches, or most of them, they run on fear. So you hear them bringing the issue of somebody from your family, your father, your stepmom, an altar somewhere, somehow. So that was how everything went. Did the prophecy section was amazing. I would call it amazing because the people really loved it.
That is what people want to see.
That's what people really love. And then this is what I did. Now, this is how, if you want to have money, this is one of the ways. There are a lot of ways. So I'd already had anointing oil that I bought a lot, but I bought small cans. These ones you can just, they are everywhere. Most of these prophets have it. So I just bought it. I poured them little, like 50 of them. So I poured it. So when I called him, I said, thank God he came today because there is an anointing oil I have been praying for. I did not pray for it.
You've been climbing the mountain.
I did not pray for it. I went to buy Goya oil. I didn't even lay my hands on it.
And you were even so greedy that you had to divide one bottle.
I had to divide 50. One bottle to fill a lot. Because I didn't want my money to waste. The money I used to buy the bottles.
So did you fill the rest with water or just a drop of those oil?
I put it then. This is what I did. I bought, there's this saints. This Hausa people sell. Yeah, so I bought it. So
those ones that used to smell for 14 days.
Yes. but the stone one. So I put it inside water. So that was what I now mixed. When I put the oil, then I mixed it together. So you might not even, when you look at it, you don't even know what this is. I told them this is special anointing, you know. So I said, then I now picked one. This is the trick. I picked one from
the rest.
In front of everybody. I used it to pray for that young man.
And he received healing.
He received healing. So I have made them to realize that this
oil is healing oil.
Thank you so much.
This is me, your brother ID, the preacher with testimony, bringing people and communities together to share ideas, to share personal experiences, and to share general knowledge. That is Time to Talk. Everyone talks on Time to Talk. We invite people to our studio and videos from other media sources on Time to Talk. Thank you very much, and God bless you.